Hey guys, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge and Goods, Gadgets, and Gear. This video is going to get posted on both. I'm here talking about Sugru. Sugru is a fantastic new, well, it's not super new, it's been out for a couple of years now, flexible, moldable, adhesive that lasts for a very long time and can do all kinds of amazing things. Apparently, I've never tried it before. I've got some packages. I wrote to Sugru and they sent me some to test out, check out, and share my findings with my viewers. That's what I'm doing today. I've got two things I want to do. Since I'm a knife guy, I've got a couple of knives where the thumb studs are pretty small and I can't really get my thumb at them to flip them over. So I'm going to see if I can make a bigger thumb stud with this stuff and how well that works. And I'm going to try something else where I'm repairing a USB cable while I'm making something. Now, the main thought behind this product, there's a woman, I think she's in the UK. She grew up on a farm. And if any of you grew up on farms, you know fixing is the way to go. You don't just toss something out and replace it because, one, you don't have time because you need that thing. And you don't have the money to just keep buying new stuff. And Sugru, wow, got something in my eye. And Sugru is all about fixing and making new stuff. So fixing things, making something new to work. I'm going to try a couple things. And if you like these products, I'll have links where you can buy them. So keep watching. We're going to put this on the tabletop and check it out. Now, okay, the first thing is I have not used this before. I literally want to show you my very first time using it. You can see it comes in a number of colors. I don't think this is all the colors. And you can blend them if you've got multiple ones. You want to make a new color, if you want to make purple, you can blend them and make colors. You can do all kinds of cool things with this product. I'm going to try the black today because that's what I want to try. What do I want to do? Well, this knife, like I said, those thumb studs, they're tiny and they're in quite far. And when I did the review, I talked about how it's hard to flick that open. You can use the flipper if you want, but who knows? I might want to grind off the flipper to make this a nice tool that is super Canada friendly. We can have flippers, but some cops think flippers are deadly weapons or whatever. So what I just want to do is, since I'm mostly right-handed, unless I have extra material, I'm just going to put this on the right-hand side. If I've got more left, I'll do it on the left as well. The other thing I'm going to do is this. If you're like me, you've got a lot of these micro USB cables. So this is the kind that you had with your cell phones for a few years. Let's see if I can get this to focus again. By the way, this is not my main camera that I use for this. I misplaced it during a recent little trip. And thankfully somebody found it and it's being shipped back to me. So if there's focus things going on, it's because this is not my standard camera. But so you see that? Well, what if I got a newer device that uses USB-C, this round? What am I going to do? Well, I ended up buying a bunch of these instead of buying all new cables. Why spend a whole bunch of money on whole new cables when I can just change the end of it? And, the thing is they come out a little bit easy. There was a little tab sticking out there. I cut that off. So I'm just going to put some Sugru on here to hold this together so that when I use it, it's going to be stable and it's going to stay the way that I want it to stay. So now let's focus this one more time. Hopefully it will stay focused this time. So those are the two things that I'm going to try today. And then you're supposed to give them 24 hours to cure. And then I'll make another video following up how well it worked out. So they say, cut it out. So cutting along the outside edges here. There we go. That should be good enough. And I did wash my hands to try to get most of the oils off of them beforehand. Now, you're supposed to grab this material, as much of it as you can out of here. You don't want to waste, right? And you've got to mold it and play with it for a little while. I think there's going to be enough here to do both sides of that knife, the thumb studs on both sides. So they say it's only like 30 seconds or so, if I remember correctly. Hopefully I do remember correctly. That you just mold it and that activates it. This stuff does not have a super long shelf life. So if you buy it, be prepared to use it within 3 months or so. Or as soon as you get it home, stick it in a fridge or a freezer. It's sealed and everything in their packages. And you might get about twice the shelf life out of them, maybe more, I don't know. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open this knife up just so I've got a clean spot to put those on. I'm going to break this in about half. Put that, let it just sit there for a little while. And do this one first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a bandage shape, long and skinny. That's what I'm going to try anyways. And then make sure that's pressed all the way on. And there's the seam there. And just work it around and onto the plastic here. Get it to hold on if I can. Now, if you want a really nice smooth finish, once you've basically got it in place the way you want it, they say get some soapy water on your fingers and then you can smooth it out and that'll take the fingerprints off and such. It's not really wanting to stick to that black. There's very few materials that it apparently does not stick to. And I'll list the one basic kind of thing that it doesn't really stick to. Like saran wrap, that specific kind of plastic it doesn't really like. So let's do this. Yeah, I'll smooth that out in a minute. Ugh. Anyhow, let's take another little bit of this. And where are we? This side. And I'm going to make it come up, if I can, on here. That's way too much. I'm not going to need very much of this at all. But maybe I'll put it over that and put it onto the other side as well. And so that I'll have a bigger opening for either hand. But I have to be very careful that I don't put on too much. If I put on too much, I won't be able to close the knife, right? Because I don't want this black edge to be coming in here. So let me see if I close this now. Okay, it clears there. It clears there. Okay, so that's okay. It's clearing everywhere at the moment. I'm sure as I get more experienced with it, I'll be able to make better looking stuff. But, we'll see. Now I've got some more of this left, and since I've got more of this left, I'm going to make this, or try to make this a bit stronger here. And, having a bump here, that'll also make it easy to plug in and plug out. So now I'm just going to go get some soapy fingers. Spray some of the soap water on my fingers. And, well, let's see what we can do here. Well, yeah, that certainly is useful for making it smoother, so that I won't have fingerprints all over it. And being my first experience, I don't expect it to be perfect. It's a big mistake a lot of people make in all kinds of parts of their life. You don't expect perfection the first time out. You really got to put a lot of effort in to make things work. Certainly human relationships are that way. Everything from, spouses, raising children, work, everything. It takes an effort to make things work right or work well. So, exact same thing is true for makers, people that make stuff. Oh, a little bit of the thumb stud was just poking out right there, and I don't want that. Now I got a bit of a seam there that I got to work out. Okay, there we go. That's working better. Bring that back just a little bit. Yes, I'm talking out loud to myself. I do an awful lot of talking out loud to myself. I find that it really helps me stay organized in my thoughts. And that clears it when it's closed. Okay, let it sit let it dry, and we'll see how well it works once we're all done. Keep watching. So it's been 24 hours. It's ugly. I mean, it's ugly, but it's functional. I'm going to clean it up. What you can do is you can cut, off and reshape it. So I'm going to cut it down, but my thumb always engages now on that thumb stud. There's no way it's going to miss now. Don't even have to think about it. And I made it right and left friendly. So there you go. And it's got a bit of a thumb pad here, but I'm going to cut it quite a bit smaller. And but the Sugru works for something like this. The Sugru that I did right here, I made a little bit of a mistake on this one. I let it sit on this surface, and so now there is texture on that side, as you can see right there. Not a big deal, because, hey, this is the learning curve. That was the very first time I tried it, but it seems very, very solid, very strong, a little bit of flexibility in it. The thinner the material is once it's cured, it has a little bit of flex to it. So that's very good. So I really, really like this. I'm going to try one more thing. I had some luggage on my trip, and the luggage ripped. Right here, you can see this is really close up. There's a bit of a tear there. So what my wife did was she sewed it a little bit behind here, because the tear went way down, quite a long ways, about 4 or 5 inches. So it's sewn back together now. Now I'm going to put Sugru in here. And the way they recommend it is you take a very thin layer and you rub it into the fabric until you get a whole paste of a patch, a very thin patch over the whole thing. And then you add more Sugru, but you make sure you got to rub it in very thoroughly to get it really into the fabric. And after you've got that layer built up, then you can add more layers and make it stronger. I don't have any black left, which would have worked perfectly for this. So I'm just going to use blue, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think I'm going to film doing it. I just want to show you, here's another idea. There's some videos on their website showing exactly how to do this. Let's say to repair shoes, where your big toe is, very often shoes tend to fail on the outside right there. I took one of the videos that I saw them doing that for, and I'm going to use that to know how to do this. Because, it's fabric that moves. There's so many different things that you can do with this Sugru stuff. I really, really am starting to get totally enamored with this thing. I like this product. I recommend it. I've got some links below for where you can buy it. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I don't get any credit from any of those links, I don't think, unless they're Amazon. I do get some credit from the Amazon links. Until next time, have a good one, guys, and keep fixing instead of throwing out. Bye for now.